Literally, this is the biggest cheat code I'm giving you guys to improve your mobility and start body weight exercises without any equipment in the gym. I'm gonna show you, all of you guys are sitting 9 to 5s. I'll show you top 3 exercises in the gym. You're sitting in 8 hours a day, and most common areas of tightness are your T-spine, right here, your glutes, and also your hip flexors. So F that chair. Let's go over my top 3 exercises. Most common areas of mobility weakness are the shoulders. So we want to strengthen the shoulders in an internally rotated position. If you watch all my videos, this is going to be in my school private community. And what we're going to be doing is using a yoga block right here, lying down into this stretch. So you're going to have the shoulder above over the elbow, and you're going to actively get into a range of motion, right? So this is your active range of motion, passive stretch. You're gonna hold this passive stretch for 2 minutes. Why we're doing this is to prime the shoulders for a lot of our workouts, focused on core and hips. So obviously this video is gonna be speeded up. I'm not gonna count to 2 minutes. So I'll go over the 2 cycles. There's gonna be 2 cycles in this to strengthen our shoulder joint. The first cycle is pushing this arm into the other arm. So it's almost like doing this, okay? Next cycle is to push this arm downwards. So we're isometrically contracting. You're gonna feel this a lot in your front of the part of the shoulder and also at the back part of the shoulder. That's where you should be feeling it. So we're gonna start our pales contraction. This is, if you're interested in learning more about what this is, all my private community 7-day trial, go check it out. Follow my Instagram, go over there. Pales effort in 3, 2, 1. So you're pushing against the arm, going upwards. And we go over this for 15 seconds. So we go at a 0% effort to your greatest, safest effort. It could be 40%, 50%. However your body is capable of that. After the 15 seconds is up, you're gonna do a rails contraction, bringing this arm downwards, but you're not gonna physically move from that top hand right here. So this is what we call a shoulder internal rotation. So another 15 seconds into the stretch. And that's our shoulder warm up here. Same thing for the other side. So you're gonna repeat this for the left-hand side. So if you look at the left-hand side, it's also gonna look the same thing as well. So you place the yoga block or a pillow or blanket, shoulder above the elbow right here. You're actively getting to a active range of motion. Notice that I work within my own mobility strengths, and I don't try to go in sources of pain. If you feel any sort of sharp pain, you're gonna be backing out that range of motion. So same thing with this, passive stretch, 2 minutes, and then pales and rails. I'm not gonna go over the full entirety of it, just because let's shorten this video. So yeah. So same thing, pales, you're pushing this arm up into this hand right here, and then rails, you're going into the ground, and you're not going to lift this back part of the shoulder. Some people tend to do this, compensate, and then their shoulder comes off the ground. No, we don't want that, okay? So that's essentially the beginning part of our shoulder warm-up. Let's go to the next section. This exercise is our wrist. A lot of times, if you're doing a lot of calisthenics, push-ups, anything like that, you need to prepare your full range of motion. So I'm going to start off with wrist rockers. And you're gonna face the wrist in front of you, palms facing down. If you feel any sort of pain, you just wanna work in the range of motion that you have. So you go in circles, and you're doing 5 reps of these. One side, circle, and then also to the other side, right? And then after that, what you're gonna be doing is putting the wrist to the back right here, because you want to stretch out this entire front side. That's where most people are tight, and you want to just warm up that area. Again, 5 reps, just rocking back and forth. And then also at the back of the wrist, if you feel any sort of pain right here, you just want to back out of that range, right? It could be here. If you feel any sort of pain, just avoid it. It could be right here. And from here, you're gonna form a fist with the range that you have. Again, 5 reps for these. The last one we're gonna go over is wrist pulses. So we're gonna extend the wrist, come back down. This helps improve your wrist stability. Again, 5 reps for these. Next up is the T-spine. We wanna warm up our T-spine. Most people are generally stiff right up here in the back part of the shoulders, and it's gonna affect you in pressing overhead movements, okay? You're gonna lie down on a foam roller. If you find a chair at home, I know I mentioned no equipment, so you can find something like a foam roller right here. If you get to find some sort of cylindrical object, do that. Essentially what you're gonna have it at the top of the T-spine right here, hands facing up toward the sky, legs out in front here, and you're just gonna extend, right? You're just gonna extend. If you feel any sort of like tightness right here, you wanna just jump right back up. So you wanna do 5 reps of these, arms up, and then continuously working with the arms and extend the way back while dropping the hips slightly to the ground. So you're gonna come back to the ground, extend, and you're gonna breathe through this part of the body. You're not breathing through here because your body is going down. Extend right here. Number 2, extend. Extend. Number 4. And then last one. Extend. And then let's come back up. For your ankles, next up, those are the points where if you do a lot of single leg movements, body weight based leg workouts, take off those clunky ass shoes and just go barefoot, okay? For barefoot, you're gonna get on the mat right here and you're just gonna rock back and forth into this direction. So you gotta stretch the front part of the ankles before even stretching this part. So we're gonna go over 2 portions right here. So you're doing 5 reps into this direction. If you find that too challenging, you can always come up here. Or if you also find that challenging, come up into here, right? And just work in that range of motion that you have. So again, 5 reps each side. So you wanna make sure the front part of the ankle is open up. It's where most people are stiff right here. And it's from sitting too much, so F that chair, okay? Next up, you're gonna rock that ankle back and forth right here and let that knee sink in deeper. You don't want this heel to lift off, so none of this. I don't want that. I want you to push that knee forward and just get the stretch over the calf. It's gonna really stretch the back side. We stretch the front side, now let's stretch the back side. Again, 5 reps of this. And we're gonna switch over to the left one. Same thing, left one. We're going in circles. Again, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's it for ankles. That's your beginner warm-up, and let's get into the exercises. This exercise is Scapular Pushups. It's not what you think, it's not actual push-ups. This is actually the most game-changing thing if I've ever actually taught you. This is the most amount of value that you'll take from this video, okay? You're gonna turn your palms this way when you're doing it. So it's not like a regular push-up. You're not doing push-up, okay? You're gonna face it outward and you're gonna rotate your elbows this way. Once you do that, I want you to face your legs out here and your shoulders are slightly past the wrist right here. Okay, so it looks like this. This is a starting position. What you want to do is contract your core and you tuck in your pelvis, okay? You tuck in your pelvis like so you're engaging your core. So it's a very complete exercise that engages your core and your scapula control. So once you do this, you control that core and you push with the shoulder. So it's not this movement, it's pushing through here. So you're gonna do 2 sets or 2 times a week, 3 sets of 8 reps. So I'm gonna do it with you. It looks like this. 1, push, 2, push. And you don't wanna bend the elbows. You want to keep the elbows as straight as possible. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the last one, you want to contract that core, tuck the pelvis in. So the next one is hanging. I know I mentioned no equipment, so if you find a door handle or maybe like a door frame at home, or even go out in a park where you can grab a branch, you can do that. But what you're essentially doing is improving your grip strength and also improving your spine mobility and just decompressing everything. So what you're gonna do is get a good grip, and you're gonna be doing this 2 times a week, and you're doing 3 times, or 3 sessions, or 3 sets. 3 sets, and you're gonna hold for max time. This will greatly improve your grip strength and also your elbow strength and prevent any wrist injuries. And also your shoulder mobility. It's gonna really improve that. It's a cheat code. I'm telling you guys, cheat code to success. So follow through. I started like a beginner like you, so you better listen up. And you're gonna let that shoulder drop. So you're not holding like this, you're just letting it drop. And if you find this too challenging, you can always do half body weight. So like here, I'm just like resting right here, and then just hanging at the bars, okay? Is your hip flexors, and we're gonna superset this with single leg. If you're wanting to get into body weight exercises, you guys need to work on unilateral strength. So grab a pole, it's very easy to find. You're working on single leg balance and slowly come back down. So what this does is work on your current range of motion and also strengthens the front of the quads and the back of the hamstrings. So you're gonna also work on your ankle mobility as well. So you're doing this 1 set, or actually 2 sets, 3 times, so 3 sets of 5 to 6 reps each leg. So you just wanna develop stability, and the main thing is not about strength, it's about building awareness and building what you currently have. So again, come back up and use the pillar for support. So if you look at the side right here, you're coming back down and you're just holding it for anchor so that you don't fall back down on your butt. So same thing, the right hand side, slowly come back up, and then 1 last rep, and then come back up. Another regression that you can do, if you find that too challenging, you can also work on both legs and you get into a squat. The squat is the easiest way to build ankle, hip, and hamstring mobility all in one. It's literally the easiest thing. But obviously, if you can't squat that low, just squat with where you're at and just continually using the bar for support, so then you can squat deeper. Again, 8 reps with that. After that, we're gonna superset that with the hip flexor raises. A lot of times, most people are very weak here because they're sitting all day long. Just wanna really strengthen the hip flexors. I know you might see me, oh, it's so easy, Nevin, you've been doing this for many years. No. So you start off with hip flexor raises, single leg, and putting your arms all the way at the back. So it looks like this. So again, you're doing 8 reps of these. And contracting the quads, keeping the knees as straight as possible. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're gonna superset it. Just to recap, you're gonna superset this with this stuff. 3 sets, 6 reps. That's the end of the video. Make sure to like and subscribe for part 2 where I go over more exercises. Stay tuned.